All right. So here we are with the employee benefit program, and I'm just really quickly going to go ahead and demonstrate that it works. So this would be the total yearly salary, and it just calculates it off of the basis of the salary number that you enter in, and that's going to be the total pay plus the bonus. This one goes off of overtime hours, so if let's say a standard amount of overtime hours would be 65 a week. So if we go ahead and say 25 hours of overtime working for a game studio, that's how much of a bonus that you would get. If that's your average overtime hours, you can come up with that number through a number of different calculations. And then this one, if you're doing benefits based off of company growth, giving people a bonus for posting on social media is definitely going to be a good thing for you. So as you can see, you enter in like the number of posts that they did that year or that month or whatever, and it gives you a bonus, which means you can just pay your money to your employees instead of your marketing company, since word of mouth tends to get more traffic anyways. And now to show what happens if you enter in something that isn't a number, it pushes back a statement into the text box that tells you that wasn't a number and therefore not a valid entry, and it does not calculate a bonus for it. And it's pretty indistinguishable because the catch statements return the same thing for pretty much all the fields, despite the fact that the last one with the post on social media here is actually a try parse instead of a try catch. But that's really neither here nor there. So now let's go ahead and take a peek at the code. So what we have is we declare a double because I like doing multiplication, and it's kind of hard to do fraction multiplication with floats on an integer because integers won't accept a double value. Could have probably used a single since we're only dealing with currency, but I decided to use a double just because it's a bit easier to deal with. So then going down through here, you have the try catch. With the try, it attempts to execute a parse. If it can't execute the parse, it says that wasn't a number and gives the Boolean statement of can do this false. Then the if statement down here does the actual operation. So if it failed to parse the integer or the text that was in the box that came in, it'll skip this, and you won't see anything appear in the bonus box, but you will see this pushed back towards the input box. Then going further down through this, for this operation, I'm doing a times equals, so value given times 1.02f equals the new value given. It's just one of the very nice condensed format ways of doing math in C Sharp. It's one of the aspects of C Sharp that I really enjoy because it's very similar to C++ in this. And then lastly, we have the toString conversion for the double in order to turn it into a string, and then it gets pushed back into the text box on the bonus. Okay, and this is pretty much just the same one, except of course this one's for the overtime and this one uses the try parse. So with the try parse, it's up here in the if statement. It pushes it out to result, which is an integer. Then result is assigned to value given because value given is a double because I want to multiply it by float. So with value given has to be a double in order to do the mathematical operations necessary to assign the value or to do the math really. But with try parse, it requires that the variable that's assigned to it be an integer. So I had to put result in there as an integer. Then when it succeeds, result just gets shifted over into a double by being assigned into the container of the value given. And again, we have can this. So if the try parse fails, the can this uh, returns false, so or becomes false. So it skips the operations and does an attempt to do value assignment on a zero. Because at this point, if value given isn't assigned a value, it's a zero. That's just like one of the key safety features of doing this. Because occasionally it's not really common in C sharp, but you can end up with an integer or some other variable that'll have garbage in it. So one of my programming habits that I've come to value is initializing my variables after I've declared them so that I don't end up accidentally with garbage inside of a variable. But that's just me. So this one here is pretty much a copy of the top one. It uses the try catch because the catch, even though I'm not using it right here, can actually have different arguments assigned to it so that it will catch certain things but not others, almost working like a switch statement for when it fails, which can be very handy. And then down here we just have the math that we're doing to it. We're doing a plus equals, so value given times the multiple then plus equals, so you're getting like $1 for every social media post you do, and then you're getting more on top of that with the more you do. So if you do 85, you're going to get significantly more. It's more of a logarithmic curve, even though it only has 3 steps. But it encourages people to have a significant presence on social media rather than just having a partial presence on social media. I also kind of prefer to just do the class assignments because it takes me out of my comfort zone of instead of just doing what I want, it actually requires me to do something according to somebody else's desires or orders, which means that I'd have to learn things that I normally wouldn't bother with. So with this, we just have very discrete Boolean values. We have your most minimum, yeah, we have your everything else, we have your middle value. So you really only have 3 steps. You have like the golden hard to find middle value. We have everything that's less than that and everything that's more than that. And that's pretty much it. Um, I'm trying to grow out into fuzzy logic, but for a 1 week project, I don't really see the interest in developing a fuzzy logic project for what's essentially just a math calculator. All right, but that pretty much does it.